And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 853. 853. Today is Friday, December 10th, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish, and today's top stories. Congressperson jokes about a Mongoose coin now it exists. Gamer hate Ubisoft's new NFT project gets 96% dislike ratio. AWS outage hits dYdX, raising concerns over decentralization. And Florida governor's budget proposal wants to let businesses pay fees in crypto. But first and foremost, what is going on with that those prices?
Oh yeah. So a sea of red today. Bitcoin at $48,214, down 1%. Ethereum sitting at $4,036, down 4.8%. Binance coin at $576, down 1.4%. Good old Solana, who we'll talk about in a little bit, $176, down 5.2%. Cardano at $128, down 4.6%. XRP at 82 cents, down 7.7%. Polkadot, $26.57, down 4.5%. And Terra at $68 is down 3%. If you look at the charts, though, everything is down. Yeah, I mean, even the stable coins are down. So it looks like right now people are rotating in smaller alts right now, trying to get into the maybe play to earn, metaverse stuff, NFTs, and kind of ignoring some of the bigger coins and projects. So just a part of the market. It just looks like everything's dying slowly right now, though.
Speaking of, you know what, it's a Friday, so let's go ahead and talk a couple of quick altcoins. Speaking of which, first I have to ask you, Dogecoin's number 11, will they enter the top 10 again?
Yes, because when the hype comes back, it's already too much going on. I think Mark Cuban can help pump it. I think get back to number 10. And that's the thing. It only needs to go back to 30, 40 cents. That'll double people that have basically bought at these levels. So it'll keep the hope alive, but I'm not sure it'll get to $1.
Chainlink dropped to number 21. That's crazy. They're sitting next to Tron. I wouldn't even want to be next to Tron. That one's a scary one to see that actually drop that far, honestly. You're right. Everything is on discount. I mean, you're looking at Axie Infinity off 26% on the week at $102. If you believe in the project, I mean, that's a 25% discount if you believe in the project.
Yeah.
Internet computer, who wants some of that? That's a good discount on that.
Everything's on sale.
Everything is on sale. Hedera, Theta. I mean, good grace. Theta never recovered. The moment they pushed their launch back, they never really recovered from that. So we got Monero. Oh, but one I wanted to take a quick peek at was crypto.com coin. Again, this isn't a buy or sell or anything. Of course, none of this ever is. It's always entertainment, edutainment. But want to talk about crypto.com coin because it is down on the week. Where is it? I saw it earlier. Let me check out the week. The week, I think, is down over 20% or something. 15% is down on day, 3% almost. There we go. Let's check out the actual week. On the week, I would say it's down like 15%, just roughly off the top of my head real quick. But I wanted to point that out because right now it's at 57 cents. I think it's high as of recently. When the news came out about it, the Lakers Staples Center being renamed, it was at 90 cents. I think this is a buy opportunity. Again, right now it is at a big dip. It's already retraced. It could retrace a little bit more, but I think any more you might be playing with fire because here in the next, I would say by Monday of next week, we're going to get into the ESPN cycle of getting everybody ready for Christmas games and holiday stuff. And I've already seen it in local news and local talk. People are starting to talk about it. It's official because they just took down Staples Center the other day. They did the deconstruction of it. It was a big thing, of course. The house that Kobe built, crypto.com is about to go up and they're going to debut it. It's happening. I know for all our Laker fans out there, it's hard to believe, but it's happening. So looking at the prices at 57 cents and coming off a 3% dip and a retracement on the week so far, I think, crypto.com coin may be something people want to pay attention to for the short term. Again, short term is short term is right now at this moment until literally Christmas Day when the game starts. Like when the game starts, it's down 14.61. When the game starts, this should be out of your hands. But until then, I mean, that's a pretty solid one to look at, I'll say.
Yeah. Most exchange coins, you just buy it into the exchange, they'll definitely get more business.
Right.
That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, Chainlink is down too. I just took a quick peek at Chainlink. Woo! Tough. And it's crazy. Projects like this are crazy because people are saying like Chainlink's the future and stuff. Not saying they're not, no, they're still a work in progress, but it still goes to show how tethered to Bitcoin all of these projects are. If they really were that great on their own, then what was happening in Bitcoin would not affect that project at all on a consistent basis, not just one dip or whatever. I know people, oh, hey, you see, we withstood this one dip on a consistent basis, but the highs of this year, Chainlink were what, over $50.
Yeah.
As of recently, the highs 11/10, November 10th, were $35, $36, and now you're at $20. Again, this is another one. If you actually believe in the project, it's crazy. This chart looks like the psychological trading cycle.
Oh yeah, almost exactly like it.
Isn't it? It's like it's from a year ago. It looks like a psychological trading cycle. So with that, if you know how these cycles work, people, there is a chance it could do this little extreme dip a little bit more. But regardless, it's still a good buying point when you're looking at Chainlink, which was once at 50 plus bucks. It's a good project. If you believe in it, go about it that way. If you don't believe in it, then maybe you can wait for it to drop a little more. I don't know. Maybe it'll go back down. It's not going back down to the cents, but maybe it'll go back down to $5 to $10. We'll see. All right. With all that, let's go ahead and get this show started. This is a Fuck Bitcoin Friday.
Oh yeah.
Of course, make sure you smash that like and share. Right now, it looks like 120 people are watching, and we have 56 likes. So go ahead and smash that like so we can actually get the show started. I guess
I'll go, baby.
You know what I'm saying? I thought we was over here talking about some good altcoins you might want to look into. And all of a sudden, I look at the likes and it's like, that's the game we playing.
Oh, man.
That's the game. Let's just get straight to the day. This is to read some news articles there. What's going on, Jay Walter, Pete, Dallas Prince, Patrick, you, Remy, Lawrence Sanders, Satoshi Slim, Kadeem, Xavier, Finn, Junior Malley, John Lewis. Good morning. Everyone joining the show. Notes from Drew, blessed from Miami. Good morning. So Michael Kennedy said Chainlink was 15 out so recently. Yep, there you go. So still might be some more juice to be squeezed out of it. Top story of the day. Let's go ahead and get to it. You actually talking a little bit about this yesterday. Congressperson jokes about a Mongoose coin now exists. In general, of course, Congress met with some of the CEOs. We saw some of the chat talk about it yesterday, or mentioned it yesterday. You're mentioning the Mongoose coin. What is going on in Congress, and why are they making a mockery of this industry? Because that's what it looks like to me. It's like, you think this is funny still. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And on top of that, you can tell somebody doesn't know what they're talking about when they use shitty metaphors, because this was terrible. This wasn't even close. He basically likened cryptocurrencies dethroning one another, explaining that Bitcoin could be unseated by Ether, which could be displaced by Dogecoin, and then Hamster Coin, then Cobra Coin, and then Mongoose Coin, whatever. So it was funny that he said that, because now I think it's other ones as well. All of those coins have been created like instantly, and they still take it as a joke. And this guy's actually running in California. If you look up Erica Rhodes, she's actually one of the only politicians accepting Bitcoin. She's going against Sherman. And you read this, you're like, oh man, you don't have a chance in hell if people start using Bitcoin more mainstream. So this is just crazy to see. The market cap right now is 18.7 million. And it's funny, their slogan is named by Congress, made by the Mongoose. I mean, we can make fun of them as well. So
the Mongoose, that's funny.
Yeah.
Miko said Brad Sherman is running a pump and dump group from the floor of Congress. Technically, he did actually manipulate the market. That is a pump and dump.
Pretty much, hamster.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean, people, about these laws and stuff? Like, you see how easy that is? If I was actually the person in power, we just stick the police on you. You just violated the law. You manipulate the market. Like, or as Roger Bear said, there is no market manipulation in crypto. So, or something like that. But actually, in general, I want to go back to his statement, because the underlying, like a fundamental thing about here, let's see if we can actually hear him say this stuff without it.
Crypto is many different things. Cryptocurrency is an incredibly volatile investment that aspires to be a currency that might displace or at least compete with the dollar. A stable coin.
First of all, says you.
Yeah.
The fact that you look at new technology as a threat says you. It doesn't have to be a threat. You're looking at it as a threat. You're taking it as a threat. And now you want to fight with something that the war has already been won, as we keep saying, but whatever.
Yeah, he basically admitted the American dollar was trash.
Right. You know what I mean?
It's like, well, they must be coming after us. You know that friend that's insecure for no reason?
Right.
He's like, Well, you must be doing something if you already. So that's
why weren't we going after the ruble?
Yeah,
Couldn't we be going after the? We could be going after anything. Why is that the? Whoa.
Already competition.
You know what I'm saying? Very interesting, Brad.
Come on, Brad.
Oh, come on, Brad.
Sherman.
Aspires to be incredibly stable and is tied to the dollar. What they share is a culture, a vibe, a stick it to the man moniker.
It's a vibe, guys.
A belief that somehow this is new and hip and an attack on the powers of society.
Yeah, man.
But
it's not about banking the unbanked. It's not about making sure everyone has a fair banking and financial and economical practices. It's not about that at all. Nah. It's about being hip and sticking it to the man. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Imagine that being a threat, though.
Right. Imagine actually was a threat.
That's a threat to them. It's like, oh man, too many people got money. That's a threat. That tells you everything you need to know about how government works.
This guy is crazy.
Is that the advocates of crypto represent the powers in our society?
Brad, like, look at me. I am
powers in our society on Wall Street and in Washington have spent millions and are trying to make billions or trillions in the crypto world. These include Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Visa, BlackRock, Citadel, Musk, and Zuckerberg. Not to mention the CEOs that are before us here today. Everyone before us today is a crypto advocate. We will at some point hear from the crypto critics. We won't hear from CEOs. We'll hear from academics with their pencils and pens. Today we hear
Wait. Do you not use a pencil and pen as a congressperson? Like, what are you talking about? See, this is my thing. Mm-hmm. He's trying to, and this is the problem right now. Why is he at war with technology? Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like a younger person that hates Bitcoin wrote this for him, so that he could sound, like hip and cool.
Right.
Because this can't be coming.
This is not a Saturday Night Live monologue, bro. You're a congressperson. Or our fault. Let's put he like, look, fuck C-SPAN. I need a YouTube. Like, this is like, you want to be a YouTuber too? Is that what it is, Sherman?
From the CEOs with their
I didn't mean to watch it, man. I just started watching my
power. And we wonder why we won't be able to protect investors. The regulators need to listen to this hearing very carefully. With all the money and power on one side, we will not be able to pass meaningful legislation. Don't cop out and say, well, you're not going to do anything until we pass meaningful legislation. And if you wonder about where the power is, Zuckerberg had to come here himself and sit there. Brian Armstrong sent his number 2. And Tether doesn't bother to show up at all.
Exactly, because they don't
Zuckerberg did not have a day in the park. He did not enjoy it, but he had to come. Armstrong didn't, and Tether ain't here at all. Now,
hey, first of all,
threat to crypto
Brian Armstrong
is crypto.
He's summoning me, boy.
And why
Bitcoin could be displaced by Ether.
Why can't he send your number 2?
Exactly. Like, what are you about to ask?
What the fuck? This is what I do every day. Come to court. Like, no, I don't go to court every day. You know what? Yeah. Brian Armstrong, more respect in my eyes. Tether, show the world, like, gangsters being gangsters out here, okay? They like, look, I'll send my lawyers, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Could be displaced by Dodge.
All right, so you all can watch the rest of this. We just saw a couple of minutes. But essentially, what I really wanted to point out is when he started as Bitcoin, as they say, he likened cryptocurrencies dethroning one another, saying Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, Hamster Coin, Cobra Coin, Mongoose Coin, all this stuff, right? My thing is, once again, that threatening matter. What is the problem with that? Let's say in another 30 years, Mongoose coin is the coin of choice, and that's how okay, the market decided.
Exactly.
What? You get what I'm saying?
Think with kids. It's like be an adult, make your own decisions.
So what? US dollar, the ruble, the whatever Venezuela is sinking when they were using, whatever, gold, silver, Mongoose coin, Cobra coin, Bitcoin. The market decides. So that's my biggest issue with this. Why does Representative Sherman feel like he or the group of people that he knows should decide and not the entire market, not consensus, not a democratic fashion, but he and his friends should decide. And if we don't go about it the way he and his friends want, then all of a sudden what we're doing is wrong and he should wag his finger and we're just trying to be hip and power to the people. It's like, no, it's not trying to stick it to the man or any of these little funny anecdotes he said or whatever. It's none of that. It's simply the market is deciding. The majority of human beings are deciding, and they're deciding that this technology worked better. So yeah, in another 10 years, if it's Mongoose coin or Cobra coin, cool. That's what it is.
Yeah, and somebody get my man in the back of real mask. This nigga cut out a piece of his boxers and put it on his face because he forgot his mask.
Them the 3-pack joints.
From his eyeballs to below his neck.
Hilarious. Those are 649 boys.
Yeah, if you look at old internet videos when it first came out, mid-90s, when they went to go speak in front of Congress, it was the same old, outdated thinking dudes who sat there and told them, you think you can replace this industry? You think you can replace this industry? How would you do this on the internet? And we do it all on the internet now. So this is
that's a good point.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And this is a perfect rhyme right here because we're seeing new innovation come and they feel threatened, which in reality, this is actually going to help everybody. So and funny to see, man.
And the reason why it's really going to help, it's about to audit our government, which I'm excited about. And Representative Sherman, if you really truly believe in a democratic and a fair and a just government, you should be happy about this too, because what is going to enforce and make all of our government actually do is show their cards. Like, that's what I mean. Like, and that's why they're on the fence with a Mongoose coin or whatever coin. It's like, no. If the consensus keeps changing and the consensus and the democratic country keeps saying that they want to do something different, then that's what your job is to do, Representative Sherman, is not to push back, is to accept that one day Cobra coin might have a superior code, better than Bitcoin, anything else, and the world's using snake coin, and then rattlesnake coin, or whatever we decide to use as a world. Your job is to make sure that that can be used because everyone wants to use it. It's not to say, no, we're going to stick to this. And the reason why it's going to audit it is if our government and our country, military, and everything is as strong as it is, then it doesn't matter if the world reserve is $1 or not. It's not going to matter. If we're doing business the right way, if America is America, it's not going to matter. You don't have to force everyone to use $1. They're going to want to use whatever coin, stable coin, or coins we're using because we're us, not because we're forcing it on them. So I think that's going to be a good way to audit everything we're doing right there.
Good old Merman Sherman, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Thought you were a Democrat. Thought I wanted to help the blacks. Why would you tell us not to use crypto? Come on, man.
Oh, somebody said Dino. You know what? That is Dino.
Dino of the day.
That's Dino talk.
Yeah, that might be Dino of the week.
Yeah, it's all right. Listen, I'm not mad. I am not mad, guys. If I was already like a 300 millionaire type plus up, publicly, I'll probably be doing some pushback right now. I don't see myself daily being, like I get it. They're like, look, we're trying to protect the bag already. We ain't trying to make a whole new one. We get it. Hey, somebody said he said hip, LMAO. Exactly. You know, you think it's hip? Okay. Time to get some new interns. Gamer hate Ubisoft's new NFT project video gets 96% dislike ratio. Damn. It is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. So what other way to do that than hate. You got 96% dislike. The top comment on Ubisoft's YouTube video introducing its NFT has more likes than the actual video and slams the firm for milking money from its customer. I'm assuming they say it has more dislikes. They put likes there, but it looks like French gaming giant Ubisoft Entertainment SA's new non-fungible token NFT project Quartz is facing strong pushback from the gaming community. They unveiled the beta launch of Quartz via a brief YouTube video on Wednesday that has 214,000 plus views at the time of his writing, which aims to combine NFTs and blockchain technology with existing AAA games titles, and announced Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint as his first game to officially integrate NFTs. That's actually pretty big. It introduces Quartz as a platform to enable gamers to collect the first playable and energy efficient Ubisoft's NFTs that are dubbed digits. However, YouTube recently changed its policy to hide the number of dislikes on the video platform gets, but the number can still be accessed by Google Chrome, and people actually accessed that and showed that it had 1,400 likes and 37,000 dislikes, which equates to a ratio of roughly 96%. This one top commenter blasted Ubisoft, saying, "To me, this is a blatant signal that you're just milking the Ghost Recon franchise for literally every cent, while putting in minimal effort into the actual game itself. Not playing a GR game in the future, if there's a Ghost Recon game in the future, if there's this level of degeneracy in the team." So essentially, this is what's going on, not just with Ghost Recon, but a lot of titles. As of recently, in games, well, I won't say recently, well, yeah, recently mainstream. It kind of been around. I remember somebody mentioned World of Warcraft before. There has been microtransactions in some games, especially PC ones, where it's a little bit readily accessible as far as having your debit or credit card online versus on the game. That had to be integrated, and that took time later down the year. That happened to like 2010, maybe 2012, not that long ago, like 10 to 12, 15 years ago, when you could actually pay for things on games. Well, as of recently, the last 3 or 4 years, micropayments have been popping up on every game. And essentially, where you used to pay for a game at a store and it's offline and it's whatever's on that game is yours. Now, since these games are online, they're continuously being upgraded. And you're allowed access to some things you have, and then you're being restricted from other things. And in order to get around those restrictions, you pay for it. It's not as much as the game, but it might be 50 cents, 99 cents, $3, $4. So that's essentially where they're doing these games, especially Ubisoft. They're known to do it by putting it on a blockchain. People know they're essentially going to add more micropayments using blockchain, using cryptocurrency. But by also using the game. So people are getting kind of pissed off about that in the gaming community. But what are your thoughts on this? This is kind of crazy. 96% dislike.
Hey. That's what I think about that. Most people hate this. They think it's a cash grab. It's kind of obvious it was. The NFT market is so hot, you can basically take your name as a company because you're popular. Just say we're putting out an NFT, people will buy it. But again, if 96% people don't like it, either there's a company out to get you that really damaged your reputation, or that really was really bad. And according to Leroy Forbes, no one in the genuine gaming community supports this. So again, looks like a cash grab. Can't really blame them in this market, because that's what pretty much everybody in the NFT market is doing to some extent. There are some people that are really in the market, but again, this is the Wild West. They got to deal with it. 96% dislike. You better go back and try again, Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, try that again. Again, the market has spoken. 96%. The market has spoken. Y'all need to ASAP 180 that thing.
Oh yeah, and it was loud and clear.
Right. I tell you what, next person to cut me off is gonna get shot. Better believe that. Hey.
As I sip my drink, I'm sure somebody's feeling
hey. Junior Malley, haven't heard y'all mention the Craig Wright dude winning court case with $1 million Bitcoin. No, we mentioned it. We talked about it a little bit in depth the other day. Essentially, he got one court to agree, which kind of sets precedent. I keep forgetting the cameras up here today, which sets precedent. However, those in the space know what's up. I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 shows ago. We kind of went in depth on it. What are your quick thoughts, Craig Wright?
Well, he got to retain the money, but he kind of lost the case. So who cares? I don't feel like giving him any.
I forgot, because it was about the family. It was about the family again to begin with. I forgot that. Yeah, so, I actually forgot. Good gracious, that's been ongoing. Man,
that's what I'm saying. It's been going on for years. Yes, so okay. I think people like us have been in the market long. We're just tired of it. I'm done talking about Craig Wright. We all know he's not Satoshi. All you would have to do is show the hash signature from the first.
That's what I was telling you. Yeah.
That's all you had to do. You could have copied and pasted.
He went Bcash and beat Bitcoin SV. That's exactly. How I know he's not Satoshi.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a nothing burger for me. And I mean, it's his prerogative to want to sue people. So I'm glad it's over with, actually. So I'm not giving him any airwaves.
J.E. Walter, what do we think about folks talking about Bitcoin proof of stake? I say nah, bro. I say nah, bro. With you. I don't know about that one. Let's see. Junior Molly said a buddy stuck to claiming to be Satoshi. Cole Singh says still buying Chainlink. Just hired Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did see that.
Well, there you have it, folks. Well, that was that bump right there. Somebody said it was just at $15, and that is at 19. That was the bump from the CEO. Yeah. But that's my point. Yeah. Again, it's not a buy signal by any means. It's if you've done your own research and you believe in that project, these are the actual psychological times to buy. That's all I'm saying. By the charts and by the way everything looks, like factually, it's like, yes, this is the moment where people don't buy. It's when you should be buying.
And the creator of Chainlink, they were saying he might secretly be Satoshi.
Oh, that is.
Remember we did that whole conspiracy theory thread somebody had? It was funny. I doubt it though, but yeah, it's just funny that if he takes that website that he got in 08, uses that for Chainlink, which he is, that is pretty funny. That is coincidence, but we'll see. If he links the chains together, interoperability, that's gonna be huge. that's all anybody's waiting for.
What's going on? Minho Donahue said, made the live stream. I got to holler at you, Minho. I'm going to send you a message. Yo Crypto says, Zay, do you reach out to people on Twitter? I got a message from an account that said it was yours. And yeah, there you go. Yeah. I don't think all we ever do is respond. Have you ever reached out yet? Like,
no, I don't reach out to people unless I know you personally, and I probably have your number, but no.
Yeah, we mostly just respond. And the reason why we only respond for the most part is because there are so many fakes. Yeah. So yeah, just make sure you know that. All right, really quick, thank you for the tip. Yemi O, thanks for the tip. Appreciate you guys and all the gems y'all drop on a daily basis. Tap that like, everyone. Of course, those Unite Africa hoodies, I gotta wear that one again next week. But that link is in the description. That's Yemi O stuff right there. So shout out to Yemi O as well. Thanks for that. All right, let's see. AWS outage. This is big news right here, people. Why? Because you all say your favorite project is decentralized. AWS outage hits dYdX, raising concerns over decentralization. Traders could do nothing but wait on December 7th when dYdX went down along with Binance US and Coinbase due to an AWS problem. Bitcoin Zay, what say to this you?
Oh man. So again, we have always said when you call something DeFi, decentralized finance, decentralization is on a scale. You can be as close to decentralization as possible, or you can actually be further down towards centralization. Most DeFi projects are closer to centralization. They have foundations, they have a CEO, they usually have a CTO, whatever. And then they also centralize their tech on certain places like Amazon Web Service. Because they force a decentralized exchange to halt operations. This raised questions over the reliance on centralized service by DeFi protocols. That sentence doesn't even make sense. Like, why are you relying on a centralized service for a DeFi protocol? That should not be the case. However, it is. And I believe it's something like 60% of Ethereum projects use Amazon Web Services to some capacity. I believe it's more for other projects. Again, it's hard to call yourself DeFi if Amazon goes down and we can't use it. So that's one of those things that, you know, it's sort of semantics. They're going to use DeFi because of the products they have, but not necessarily decentralized. And it's on a scale, but it's very close to decentralized. And I think dYdX got hacked one time and they reversed, I don't know if they reversed the payments. That's centralized as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that happened in 2020. So again, it's very centralized. Nothing against them as a business, but the DeFi market is a truly decentralized exchange. It'll be tough. Something private, nobody knows who created it, it just works. And then we'll be at that point, I think, sometime in the near future, because people are getting tired of the centralized madness.
Yeah, no, just to kind of tack more onto that. Here's what's really going on. And I gotta point out, I gotta call it out. Here it is. It's like shots about be fired. Hey, it's fuck Bitcoin Fridays. The majority of these projects are shortcutting you and themselves. Why? What do you mean shortcutting or whatever? All right, we get it. It costs money to list your project. At this point, as regulators come in, which is why I don't want regulators come in and to mess up innovation, because they'll have to start spending money on compliance and on licenses and on this and the other. And when in reality, the majority of the money from the project, to me, should be spent on the project itself. Developers make sure they're actually developing this project. It should be spent on the security audits, multiple, at least two, from two different companies or sources. And it should be spent on the servers, which no one's actually spending money on. As you just said, 60% of those companies on Ethereum, AWS, like it's not just those companies. That's why the cybersecurity hacks are going crazy. Everybody's on AWS right now. For those who don't know what AWS is, Amazon Web Services, cloud, basically. Instead of you having your own computer room and servers that you have to manage, have security over, have air conditioning, all that good stuff, everybody's just saying you can do all your servicing needs done in the cloud. Amazon, of course, one of the best ones out, but they're starting to have more competition from I forgot the other one. What's the big guy? He always talking some straight cash. I like him. He's a good billionaire.
Which one?
I forgot, but they're about to have some competition because I remember he came out on an interview recently a couple years ago and was like, yeah, we coming for Amazon. Like I was like, oh, Oracle. I know Oracle got a cloud. So there's people working on this different stuff, but essentially it just makes it easier for businesses and companies to operate in a cloud environment that they don't manage, but Amazon actually manages. Yeah. That is a centralized point, as Bitcoins they just pointed out. That makes their project, in a sense, no matter how decentralized it is, very centralized, or at least that centralized point that can be exploited. So something to think about. I get why it's very expensive and all that stuff to do it on your own. However, that is a crucial step you're not doing. Like you're putting it, that's a crucial step.
Yeah, and I would hate to see a government agency approach Amazon and say,
you get what I'm
let crypto companies use your services.
Woo, wee,
Like
that
I mean,
quick.
because again, like I said, anything can happen. It's just on a safety scale.
Yeah.
You just don't want that to happen.
Right. Well, the good thing about it, though, I do know people in Amazon, you could actually have an additional virtual terminal. So it's one of those things where you can make it get lost and lost and lost.
Yeah, distribute it.
Right.
It's just not decentralized.
As long as they're doing it, I feel like, yeah, right. There's links. As long as they take like proper lengths to do it, then it's still pretty good. But the honest thing is like, who's probably doing all that? Like that's a project in of itself. So I don't know who's actually doing that. Let's see. I saw a couple of really good. J.E. Walter. I like this too. I like the UK's ideal that all who invest in DeFi will not receive assistance from the government, meaning no one can run crying to Big Brother. I like that.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm cool with that being in crypto.
Just leave us alone.
How
hard is that? Just
nobody want to bother you.
We ain't doing that. Just leave us alone.
Say I'm with that. I like that one. Yes, I just want to point that out.
Oh yeah.
Let's say, yeah, J.E. Walter said if a company's distributed, cool, say so. Larry Ellison's another one. Thanks, Leroy. Yes, thank you. Microsoft has Azure Cloud.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Jermaine. That's what I was thinking about. Microsoft, Google has a cloud offering. Oracle's trying to do one, even though I think Oracle kind of conceded, but they're not going to publicly say that. And then, of course, Amazon. So, yes, it's a lot going on with those clouds. That's what's taking over. But like you said, if the government taps a cloud on the shoulder, and even worse, say not you can't do it. If they say allow it, but just tell us, then that's even terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey Jackson, you're right. We're going to bring that up. Hey, Reggie. Oh, yes, we forgot to put. I was like, why ain't nobody calling yet? Hey, of course, it's Fuck Bitcoin Friday. How much time do you have, Dave?
Let's go. Let's see how it goes.
All right. I'll be here regardless for a minute.
Yep.
Here's a call-in link. Of course, Reggie, if you're here, Reggie, please call in. Really quick, one thing we had to talk about Bitcoin today before we talk about Florida. Essentially, just in case we missed a story, Florida's governor's budget proposal wants to let businesses pay fees in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me just say.
Here we go, Ron.
The title's in the headline, you know. We do have to actually cover the EOS hack, man. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
What's I want to, yeah, here we go. It says 5 million on this one.
How old is that? That's today, right?
I believe so. It said tonight, 1 day ago. Okay, so we'll just take a peek at this article. Again, we just put the link in the chat. Feel free to call in. It's Fuck Bitcoin Friday. We are waiting for Reggie, hopefully to get Reggie to call in. But if anybody else wants to call in, if you got smoke, let us know.
Hold up, I was gonna say we should discuss this too, because we called this in 2018, I think.
What's that?
Bitcoin surge was a windfall for white supremacist research finds.
Hold on, let me pull this up.
We gotta talk about this because this is hilarious. They really think it's only racist libertarians buying Bitcoin. This is, I mean, it's a global currency. You gotta pull it up because it's hilarious how the strategy that's being used to discredit Bitcoin. And we said this 4 years ago. We said the only recourse.
I do remember that. That's crazy.
Porn, like it's being used for porn or illicit things, which didn't work. It's going to be something with the environment, which we dispelled that rumor, or they're going to say racists use it because the party that's in office now, that's always their strategy to get people all riled up emotionally and then make people think, well, it's for white supremacists. And it's hilarious because I guarantee you, looking at this, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be like, okay, so if this is the case, why is it 600 crypto addresses?
Yeah, I saw that too. I was waiting for you. I saw that too.
Such a big deal. 600. Are you serious?
They're using Cobra coin.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let them get their hands on that Mongoose coin.
They got that "Don't tread on my flag" coin.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is actually an insult to every other culture in the world,
right?
Because it's a global currency. And if you've read any news about any other countries, you can see anybody can on board. Most people are using it. Countries in Africa, the Caribbean. I mean, this is nonsense. But these are the stories coming out. We said this 4 years ago. I distinctly remember saying this because there's only a few strategies they use. Once you learn them, it's pretty early, but it's going crazy on Twitter right now. Everybody's listening. Crazy. And this one part right here, there's a pretty strong libertarian streak that runs through the far right. Crypto looked to them like an interesting toy and a way of being in charge of their money and not having to use central banking. Okay. Then when you layer the anti-Semitism on top of that, as in the banks are controlled by the Jews, it makes a lot of sense why these adopters would get involved in Bitcoin so earlier. That's slander.
He said that's slander.
I mean, how you gonna call out a group of people for their beliefs? You just made it up.
These neo-Nazis and Bitcoins. That's what you're talking about?
Neo-Nazis that don't like the banks because you don't like us.
Yeah, racist.
What? That has nothing to do with not wanting to use the banks. I mean, this
is what I like about this story and all these stories coming out right now. Like, you remember this all used to be FUD, but they can't do FUD anymore because now their own kids and family and Congress people and senators are involved in it. So it's like, all right, well, now we have to just highlight the groups who are in it. They're
Mm-hmm.
using it. They're skating around the financial system, whether it's the hip kids who are trying to stick it to the man, or if it's the neo-Nazis who are trying to dovetail with anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about the financial system.
Lord.
Stay tuned on the next time, Jim and the Crypto.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is ridiculous.
But I'm not mad, because to me, these are the battles we talk about. Again, the war has been won.
Yeah.
No matter how much they kick. Listen, shout out to one of my cousins. I kicked and screamed. I got that back. So I had to get that jab, people, at least in California. No, but seriously, it's one of those things. No matter how much you kick, scream, whatever, like, oh, it's going to happen. And it's going to happen this way. Bitcoin is here. The technology works. It's open source. It's too late. The best you can do is try to at least, you can't put it back in the bottle. You can at least try to navigate where this thing is going to go. And, you know, maybe you can
control
do that.
the on-ramps.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, this just shows these ugly battles in between. Well, the neo-Nazis, well, the hip kids trying to put it to the man with the dollar versus the dollar. Like, they're just trying to reach and grab for anything. It's not working.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy to see that. And Lee, I just saw Lee just try to call. Please call back in if you can. Yeah. This is still Fuck Bitcoin Friday, so please call in. And really quick, as we wait as well, EOS DeFi platform hacked $5 million in users' funds stolen. Another DeFi platform becomes hack victim with $5 million stolen. DeFi platform hacks. Let's see. Oh, I don't think this is actual. This is an EOS platform though. This wasn't EOS, so I might be on the wrong story, because EOS actually was hacked, right?
No, maybe
or is it the platform? Yeah. If it was a platform, the platform isn't that bad. If it's actual EOS, that's different. Yeah, it was an EOS platform.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, okay, it was a $5 million. My thing just off the top of my head, if it's a platform, is that, I don't know, is that necessarily EOS's fault, or is that something the platform did fault? According to a Twitter announcement here, let me actually read this for us. The hacker named its Spider-Man exploited eCurve and minted an infinite amount of tripool tokens, which he or she was able to deposit on the platform as collateral. We've seen this one before. And that's what I said on another, like, on a couple of platforms when they first started. They didn't have everything. I was like, yo, I swear they don't have they don't got the lid on this. I was like, I swear you can low-key borrow a bunch more than what they're doing. And they ended up fixing it a few weeks that went by. I was like, all right, I could swear it was a little exploit. But using a large number of tripool tokens, the hacker was able to open oversized positions and drain real valuable assets and withdraw them to his own wallet. The lost tokens are valued at $5 million. The platform's account has stated that it's going to try to retrieve the stolen funds in this unprecedented case in this industry. But at the same time, the previously hacked Polychain DeFi protocol managed to receive all stolen funds back. Well, that was because they gave it back. Yeah. But so let's not even talk about that. But as far as unprecedented, this isn't unprecedented. What do you mean? No, y'all just took a lesson. What do you know? This is unprecedented. We're gonna try to get your money back. If you just quietly try to say we're going to be centralized for 5 minutes because this rarely happens, then no, this does happen. It's not unprecedented. Welcome to crypto.
Every day, B.
Hey, people
get hacked every day, B.
You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate to see. Hopefully they tighten up the platform and it doesn't happen again. I don't know other than that. Okay, looking at the comments again, feel free to call in. It is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. Hardwick, I'm gonna send you a message too, Hardwick. I gotta holler at Hardwick because he's always calling his dip, and I don't like that, man. Hey, Hardwick got the magic genie bottle over there. I gotta get the line to Hardwick and figure out what's going on. Oh, okay. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Cobra Kai, white supremacists, LOL. Leroy Forbes said they already tried the terrorist angle. They did, but not to the extent that they will. They're going to push this terrorist angle they're going to push that button. Believe that.
Yeah, they're going to try it.
Yeah, they're going to try it. Yeah, going Bitcoin said EOS raised $4 billion in 2017 and Ethereum. That's a good point. Hey, what type of will EOS rebrand themselves to cryptocurrency.com? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good point. They did raise $4 billion in 2017. Now, to be fair, again, the bear market people, like consensus, you remember they laid off like 85% of their staff. Like the bear market was wiping everybody out. All right. It was like the terrorists in town that's just wiping things clean. So who knows how much of that they have, but still, when you do just look at that raw number, of Ethereum in 2017, 4 billion of that right now, man. Oof. You know what? Here's another reason why you know they'll have it at that much. Like, we would have known. They're not gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna keep that one a secret. Like, they waving that flag. Let's see. Yeah, Florida, really quick. So we did mention the Florida thing. That was pretty cool with the governor.
Yeah, Florida, my man DeSantis letting you pay fees for businesses. All these are steps to where we're going. So again, it's just good to have regulators that know what they're talking about. This is awesome in Miami. Yeah, and Florida as a whole.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, I'm starting to like Florida more and more. I was talking the other day, we were talking about Tennessee, how Tennessee,
right?
I heard you don't even, you don't even need an ID no more for guns. I heard you just put that. They don't even like an ID. You just say, you can walk, you can talk. Go ahead and grab one of them.
How much, my man?
Right. So I know Florida is the same way. I'm like, man, Florida is starting to look more and more cheap real estate. You're allowed to shoot guns in your backyard, you know, as long as you're being safe, all that good stuff. I like it.
80 degrees every day.
Let's see what else we got. Market will go up slightly by the 15th. Market always rebounds right before the 1st and 15th paydays. All right, we'll see. We'll see. You know what? Not only paydays, but people are about to get those child tax credits, I guess.
True.
300 or something per kid or something like that. So that may influence the market as well. And also, I wanted to point out something else. So today at what time? O'clock. I want to make sure I have the right time for you all. Today at 4 p.m. PST today. Myself and of course in-house moderator Alec will be on live. And we'll be talking about a play to earn game. So we've been talking about these different play to earn games. Of course, you'll see the notification if you're already subscribed to us. But again, we've been rolling out different stuff we're going to be showing you all that we want to add to the programming here. So we can get your mind 24/7. No, I'm just playing. But no, we're going to be adding some more stuff. And tonight, Alec is going to be showing us a play to earn game, how to sign up, how to use it. I'm going to be talking to him, asking him questions about it. So for those who are curious about this stuff, come check it out tonight, this afternoon. And none other than Reggie Middleton, first and foremost. Let's give this man a round of applause. There we go, Reggie.
What up, brother? Let's give you guys a round of applause too.
Reggie out here doing the dance today. How everything going, man?
All right, I'm actually live streaming off of my YouTube channel as well because I'm going to try and kill two birds with one stone.
What's your channel name so everybody hears it?
Either Reggie Middleton or Boom Bust Ball. So probably Reggie Middleton.
There it is.
Okay.
All right, Reggie, how are you doing today? Thanks for coming on today.
Okay, hold on. Let me cut your YouTube stream off. I'm getting feedback. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Boom, boom.
Okay, so we have the Gentlemen of Crypto, and if you're not subscribing to them, you know, they're good guys, so subscribe to them. Gentlemen of Crypto, the Gentlemen of Crypto on YouTube. Okay, so just to start off, from my YouTube live stream and yours, I made an announcement about 3 days ago. The United States has joined Japan in granting me the most powerful asset in the entire crypto industry, and that is the Aboriginal DeFi patent. I call it DeFi, which it really isn't. Remember, I alleged to have created DeFi in 2013, and I use the term distributed finance, but the invention is not DeFi. The invention is peer-to-peer capital markets, okay, or peer-to-peer economy. And a subset of that is distributed decentralized finance, okay? But capital encompasses much, much more than finance. If you're thinking finance, you're just constraining yourself to Wall Street trading, et cetera. But the invention of peer-to-peer capital is all capital. So to give you a quick rundown, you have the capital everybody's familiar with, financial capital, stocks, bonds, derivatives, et cetera. You have human capital, intellectual capital, which the DeFi patent or the peer-to-peer capital patent is. You have human resources, political capital, et cetera. And then you have the third category, which is natural capital. That would be commodities, forestry, land, et cetera. The invention allows you to trade all forms of capital peer-to-peer directly without an authoritative third party, without demand, and either eliminating or minimizing counterparty risk. So what's important about this is the first invention since the caveman days of barter that can obviate the need for actual capital. Not capital, I'm sorry, currency. So let's not think about digital currency. You can actually currentize, you can tell I made that up, right? currentize the actual goods or services. So instead of getting a cow and then turning that cow into a currency that everybody believes in, and using that currency as a proxy for a cow to go and buy a goose or geese, you can now digitize the cow and the geese and trade directly. Extremely powerful concept. We came up with it in 2013. We filed patent applications in early 2014. The first one hit almost 1 year and 1 month ago, October. Japan granted it, and the US granted it in December 7th. And so for those who allege that I'm a fraud or I don't know what I'm talking about, in my alleged fraudulent activities, I have some pretty big partners, the government of Japan and the government of the United States. So, and there may be more coming, you never know. So I think that this is the biggest news in the industry, bar none.
We actually just, not to cut you off, before the show, we were like, listen, if what you're saying, if it's implemented, then yes, this will be the biggest news probably in the history of crypto.
That's what when you say if it's implemented,
because that's what I want to talk to you about too, from when you mention it. So let's get into it.
Okay, so when you say if it's implemented, that's like saying if JP Morgan exists, or if Uniswap exists, or if Ripple exists.
But they already exist. But at the time, they already exist. Well, all right. So listen, here's my thing. I get what you're saying, and I'm on board with you. You know that we mentioned your project when it first came out, so I'm on board with you. But devil's advocate,
right?
There's a lot of people who have money tied into these projects who don't want any more third parties. They're done. They've done the deals they want. They're gonna, you know it. They're gonna try to keep out a third party with everything they have. So when that happens, how do you combat that?
Okay, well, I'm going to get down to brass tacks. Okay, there are a lot of people who don't want me to succeed. They don't want people like me to succeed. It's nothing new. Okay, luckily, you know, I can count, I can read, and I have a vivid imagination. So the arena that we're playing in is very capable, and sometimes nobody asks you what your opinion is. You know, you have to go by the facts and the laws of the land. I want to be as value creating as possible. Okay, I came up with this. I came up with the idea of DeFi in 2013. Okay, if I didn't have the roadblocks and if I didn't have nasty allegations and name calling and all these other things that happened, this would have been fully implemented by mid 2014. Fully implemented. Could you imagine if you'd ever had on-demand liquidity from Ripple and Uniswap and all the things that you think are cool now, the Lightning Network, which is probably the closest fit to the patent that we can find as of right now. All this would have been implemented in mid 2014. That's 7 years. We would have been 7 years ahead of where we were now if, you know, the inventor didn't have all the roadblocks that certain other parties didn't have to put up with. Is that a politically
we fully understand this. We fully understand this.
With that whole thing.
Okay. I'm not allowed to say that I didn't do X, Y, and Z, but once it comes to researching, instead of researching a press release from an adversarial party or reading an article from a news source, and all news sources have an agenda and a bias, go straight to the primary sources. Do you want to know what my legal team says in response to an adverse allegation? Read what the legal team says. You know, your jaw would drop. So there's a lot going on. The Veritasium community is super, super active. Before the end of the year, a lot of notification letters are going to go out to a lot of companies to tap them on the shoulder and say, okay, well, the IP is now recognized and legal in the States, and it's going to happen before the end of the fourth quarter. That means before the 31st. Why is that? Why do you think I would do something like that, fellas? And I asked that question under the understanding that outside of my own personal properties, my own company properties, you're the only media source that's even covered this.
And so much appreciated too, Reggie. Definitely, thanks. Okay. To just guess, just to say, I'm just going to guess. For me, it would be because I know regulations are going to start to tighten up in the first quarter. So doing it now, I think will be disruptive to everyone who thinks they're about to launch something in 2022. But that's just my two Satoshis. What is the reason?
Well, be aware that I'm not I'm a technologist, but I'm not a developer or an engineer. I'm a financial engineer, but I'm heavy in the technology, and I'm a problem solver. So if the media is not catching on, and I've had a problem with the popular media covering a positive story on me for the last 3 or 4 years, unfortunately. Okay, I have no problem with the negative stories, regardless whether I was at fault or not. So this is a way to get our government to get the word out. So I can get the SEC to get the word out very easily. And I'll just do it by sending my letters on the fourth quarter. Okay. So since y'all are not finance guys, I'm going to walk you through this. So a public company that has to report quarterly on their S1 for any imminent risks or material risks, if they come up, they're supposed to report it. So if you rely on your revenue stream, if you use Bitcoin to rely on your revenue stream, or Ethereum, or a distributed ledger, or asymmetric key pairs to convey value, or, and I could go down this list, swaps, etc., and you get this letter, you're supposed to put it in your filing for that quarter, which ends in what, 18 days, 20 days, 21
I was
days.
close. I said disrupt business operations. You gotta give me that one.
No, I'm not trying to disrupt business operations.
No, of course. No.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. You're just doing what you're supposed to do.
I'm never, listen, I don't even want to litigate. I don't, but I'm operating a business. Right. So we all know a lot of these companies are not gonna, they're not gonna put it in their filing. But if they don't, well, now you're a short opportunity. Okay. Anybody who wants to know how we do our research, you can Google the breaking of the bear, boombustblog.com. And in January of 2008, late 2007, we did a report on Bear Stearns. We basically said it was bust, very advanced, super detailed. Read it looked like we had a crystal ball. 6 months later, Bear Stearns broke. Same thing on Lehman. Lehman took the world down. General Growth Properties, 86 calls. Okay. The European sovereign debt crisis, Ireland, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Bitcoin, which is a big one. Okay. Ethereum. And so we really know how to analyze. We even analyze Hex, that wonderful project that y'all guys love over there.
Oh, we've been talking about them lately. We've been saying, hey, Hex, call in. Y'all at, I think, 13 cents. You say you're outperforming Bitcoin. Wow. What did that?
Hey.
So, so I go through all that to say, when you take a very, very strong technological team and a very strong global macro and fundamental analysis team, you put them together, you get a lot done. Okay. So if I'm right and these companies don't report on their S1 the following quarter, well, then I can get the word out. And theoretically, the SEC should be getting the word out if they don't do what the SEC says.
Really quick, Reggie, everyone's asking where they can buy Veritasium at.
Veritasium, I don't know where you could buy it, but the community says things like Inch and Mercatox, et cetera. The best way to learn about the token, because I don't deal with the token, there's an enforcement arm of a regulator who I do not see eye to eye on for a variety of reasons. Remember, I told you people who are like me are not treated equally to other people, in my opinion, and that's my opinion, right? So if you go to the Veritasium official room in Telegram, you go there, there are 3,100, 3,200 people, all Veri users. They can give you all the nuts and bolts of Veri, and they can discuss it. I personally am hands off of that. The Veritasium token, as of right now, has no practical use, but I'm telling you right now, I'm very strongly considering requiring Veritasium to use the IP. Okay. Let's see let me tell you what that means. If you want to use the Lightning Network for Bitcoin, if you want to use a liquid sidechain for Bitcoin, if you want to use swaps over Ethereum, if you want to use many uses of the virtual machine of Ethereum, remember this invention predates Ethereum. Basically, if you want to use any conditional transfer of value over a blockchain in the US or Japan, through the US or Japan, or US or Japan residents, there's a possibility if I decide that Veritasium is a discount or a payment factor, you would use that very token. So that goes back to saying, don't dismiss all altcoins, okay?
And if you all want to check it out, this is when we first covered best altcoins we buy Veritasium. This is back in 2017. I just put that link in the chat. And then this is when we also covered it when the SEC went after XRP and Berry. We covered that, I think, whatever year that was. I don't know the day here. But one thing I want to point out again that we said when we covered it, and I know it's in the video, where it was a live stream, I never forget. Our biggest thing was that, like, the day after you got hit with the SEC summit and everything, Paxos launched. And it was just like, come on.
Coincidence,
like,
huh?
It was
just a coincidence.
It was just like, come on, you're talking about at that time, you were one of the only, if not the only person doing anything talking precious metals and stuff at all. And I remember that. I do remember, because we had like a whole list of coins we looking at and blah, blah, blah. And then to see Paxos go and all that, it was like, come on, bro. Like, what game? That's when I was like, there's no conspiracy going on. It's real games being played right now.
But the SEC went after Paxos, right?
Yeah.
Did they?
Well,
I don't know if they went.
They did. That was a rhetorical question.
Okay, I was about to say no.
Okay.
I was like,
but
hilarious.
If I'm not mistaken, Paxos is using a gold-backed token, right?
I give it to him. Like I said, when it happened, I was
the
way timing of this is impeccable.
I'm gonna break it down, right? So I believe I'm the first one to do it. Okay. So
I agree. I will agree with that. I will agree.
If Paxos is using a gold-backed token, and that token is following the price of gold, and you using a private wallet with an asymmetric key pair, a private key and a public key, well, Paxos is most likely infringing on a patent, which means Paxos is using my technology. And everybody else who does that is using my technology. You know, arguably, every stable coin owes me a couple of pennies. Arguably, every asset-backed token, every swap, you know.
Paxos shot themselves on the foot with the release date.
So this is the issue, okay? This is a very, 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 very big deal, okay? Normally, you know, I can be, you know, my feelings are hurt, and, you know, CoinDesk is going to cover it, etc. But the guys are doing me a massive favor, because every day you ignore this is every day this gets deeper and deeper and deeper into the entire core infrastructure of America, of the world. So in my marketing material way back in 2014, I said, imagine having the keys to the internet back in 1994, 1993. Okay, imagine patenting e-commerce over the internet in 1994. A couple of people didn't like that. I was actually alleged I was a fraud for alleging something like that. Well, fast forward to 2020, 2021. Okay, fellas, let's see. So it's going to be an interesting year, right? Next year is going to be interesting. Next year is going to get started next week, actually. Very interesting. And I'll tell you what, since the big media outlets are not interested in it, we will have a couple of breaks right here on the Gentleman in Crypto.
Hey, there we go. Much appreciated, Reggie.
We'll dual stream live off of mine, because, you know, I'm too lazy to do it twice.
Hey, Reggie, do you want to come on CoinDesk?
You can discuss it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got a weekly show on there. We're looking for somebody before the Christmas one. That'll be the perfect way to end the year. Lost or forgotten about coins, you come back, you give them the information that'll probably end the year. So yeah, I'll reach out to you, brother.
Yeah, just think about business. I'm not going to discuss the amount of stress and money that the turmoil with the government regulator caused me, but it caused a lot. And there are companies with much, much more money, and they're causing a lot of issues, even though it looks like they're winning. Okay, that action, this enforcement by regulation by enforcement, and I can tell you, I'm one person who can directly attest to this. It has driven up the cost of doing business in the US. Bitcoin is now going to be more expensive if you do any conditional value transfer, any side chains, any layer twos, any use of a Lightning Network. Same thing with Ethereum and everything else, Cardano, simply because I'm going to call it ASAP, the arbitrary SEC allegation premium. Okay, that doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense for an American citizen who invented the technology in America, along with everybody else. Even if you say this Satoshi Nakamoto, whether it's Craig Wright or not, I don't care. You know, somebody has to be Satoshi. I don't care who it is. If it's not me,
bravo to him for
it's
saying
irrelevant.
that.
You know, when it's me, I care a lot. But if it's not me, okay. But this is American technology on American soil in the largest markets in the world. Japan's the third largest, China's the second. Okay. To drive up the cost of doing business in American indigenous technology is a shame.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
you know what?
And arbitrarily pick
Say it
winners.
so much
One of
more
my
eloquently.
shows.
Yeah.
Arbitrarily pick winners and losers, and they picked me as a loser. I guess they spelled loser wrong. I don't know, but I have a very strong year coming up. I hope I'm not inviting people to come and attack me. I'm not. I'm just saying, a fair playing field is what America is supposed to be built on. That's what capitalism is about. Let the better man or woman or child win, not the most connected.
There we go.
Hey, Antonio, clip that, please. Like Bitcoin, they said that is what this whole show is about. It's not what Representative Brad Sherman is talking about sticking it to the man or any of that. It's like, yo, let's make consensus. Let's be just. Fair is fair, and let's play ball then. Like, calm down, So, first of all, thanks, of course, Reggie, again for coming on. A couple of comments, one of which you kind of already covered, but this is a joke. You don't have to respond to this one. Someone says, "Should we buy Very or nah, Reg?" But also, people were saying, you kind of just mentioned as far as not inviting trouble, but people were saying, "Hey, make sure you're more mindful and and secure because you might be stepping on toes moving forward." It looks like here.
Yeah. Well, it's like this. It's been my experience. Normally I'm not this, honest, but I'm gonna be. If I was bouncing a basketball, if I was jumping up on stage with a mic, you know what I mean? If I was running the football, I'd be allowed to make a couple of $1 billion and it'd be cool. But I apparently have stepped out of my lane and I'm not supposed to be driving there. What can I say? And it's a fact. Okay, look at the industry. Count how many of us are there, count how many of us have not had a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Silence, right?
I will say, Aaron said, "You sound like Pablo making all the narcos pay you a tax to pay for his anti-extradition fight right now."
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, again, Reggie, thanks for coming on. Any last messages, anything you want to leave us with as well?
Okay, you have faded out on my side.
Oh, pardon me. I was like, thanks for coming on. I was like, any last messages you want to leave us with, though, also?
Look, pay attention, look out. When you do research, do primary resources. We were just going over in a Telegram group yesterday. Before the SEC litigation, I wouldn't have to carry business cards. I could just say, Google me. I have a very strong track record from calling global busts and Bear Stearns to Lehman and Europe to Google and Bitcoin. Very strong track record. Allegations were made, just allegations, okay? And nothing's been proven. I didn't admit or deny anything, just allegations. And you're talking a reputation destroyed, right? 20, 30 years built, destroyed just that easily. My Wikipedia page was removed in totality because members of the Veritation group said that I created DeFi, and that was offensive. And then they said MakerDAO created DeFi, which is not true. And I said, hey, there's a patent app that shows it. They said the patent app does not carry the same weight as a Bloomberg article. Really? Okay. So I've been in Bloomberg, I've been in CNBC, I've been all over the place. They said, well, those are not primary sources. I'm like, wait a minute. So Bloomberg is a primary source for MakerDAO, but not for me. And they just removed the entire Wikipedia article. So if you're looking for the birth of DeFi, you're going to get totally erroneous information. Now we have the second largest economy that gave the grant. And I invite everybody else. I don't really care about Wikipedia so much, except for the fact that it is basically an extreme form of discrimination. Okay, so I want everybody to do their own primary research. Go to the US patent site, USPTO site, do your research. Same thing with Japan. Look at the YouTube videos. I have DeFi apps running live doing stock trades in 2014 live. Okay, this is at least 3 or 4 years before, or 4 or 5 years before what everybody considers DeFi. So I am now pushing back instead of remaining silent, because if I'm remaining silent and polite and politically correct, the bad things happen to me anyway. So the real Reggie's coming out. Okay, and everybody who wants capitalism and truth, go for it. Help me, go for yours. We're gonna win this one.
I'm the same as you, Reggie. I finally got like that. I was like, you know what? It's gonna be what it is anyway. I gotta be me. I gotta be me 24/7. It's gonna be what it is at the end of the day. Hey, y'all talking about jump me, we won't fight regardless. All right, so let's go ahead and let me be an asshole first. And somebody pointed out, want to give Zero Hedge a shout. Zero Hedge does do a good job of underground, quote unquote, media, but they did cover you as well. Somebody put that in the chat. So I want to give Zero Hedge a shout.
Let me see.
United States joins Japan in granting.
I wrote that article.
Oh, did you?
I'm an old school Zero Hedge contributor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey,
but
nice.
It looks like, yeah, that's from Ground News. So Zero Hedge, if you're listening, run my article, but I'm the one that put that one up there. Okay.
There it is. There it is. All right. We appreciate that again.
Look at that. Look at that handsome brother. By who?
Oh, you know what? And here's the patent numbers too. Just so you all won't have to do all the homework. If you actually go to this article, we'll post it in the chat here. It actually has the US patent numbers that Reggie's referring to.
Boombus blog version, boombusblog.com. So if you go to boombusblog.com, that same article's in Boombus blog, and there's risk of that getting taken down. Okay,
cool. Perfect. All right, thanks again. All right, so that's the as someone just mentioned in the chat, that's today's homework to DYOR Reggie and what we doing moving forward. So Reggie, sounds like you got some new people, some new fans on the team. And it looks
primary
like
sources. Remember, primary sources. Don't take anybody's word for it. Don't use news articles. You want to research something legally? Go look at the legal filings. I'm
with you on that. Yeah, don't go to other YouTubes. Go to the paperwork.
Yeah, go to the patent.
Jake, EOS Jake. Go to him. He'll get it for you. All right. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on, Reggie. Much appreciated. We'll be on the lookout here in the next 2.5 weeks for more news to get you back on when you're free. Okay, you cut off on me, but I don't know if it's my connection. Oh, I said thanks for coming on again, but we'll be on the lookout the next couple of weeks to get you back on, hopefully, once some more news breaks. Okay, no problem.
Appreciate you, brother.
No problem at all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Reggie, take care. Okay. Hey, shout out to Reggie Middleton again, hand clap for getting that patent business taken care of, man. Shout out to the gentleman of crypto. Hey, doing both sides of the story. I love you guys for that. Hey, much appreciated, of course, all day. Oh, there it is, folks, right from the horse's mouth. You cannot beat that. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. So I can't wait to see on the horizon what's going to happen next. I mean, again, he said next 2.5 weeks, be on the lookout. Like, these are going to be some breaking stories. And if Reggie does get what's deserved, I mean, what's owed to him and everything, or these things start to happen, like, it's funny. Bitcoins, they did say before the show, when we mentioned it, he was like, yo, if it works out the way he wants this to work out, it'll be the biggest news in crypto history. Yeah, he's right. If this works out the way it's going to work,
nobody else is breaking this. Only the gentleman of crypto, the best in the industry.
Listen, make sure you smash that like and share. We still got that call-in link up there, but I guess last 2 minutes, if anybody had anything, did you have anything Bitcoin to say?
Nothing from me. I know a few people were asking about Miami coin stuff. Those tutorials are coming soon. They'll be in a newsletter soon, so watch out for that. But yeah, make sure you get that course, that masterclass, and again, be on the lookout for Reggie Middleton's Veritasium project, because again, this could be the biggest news in the industry, and we're first. How many times can we say that? So yeah, definitely. That's all I got.
Oh wow, Chris Minka said Cliff High Daddy said this in 2017 as well. So there you go again. And really quick, I know just before we leave today, I just want to give like a quick 30 seconds of some old videos. So you can actually see what we're talking about. I know, man. I couldn't get the line worked out to save my life. Oh wait, did I share sound? Let me share sound too. Make sure there it is. Share sound. All right, here we go. Let's see who's in the chat back in the day. Live chatted.
Oh man, with the edit.
Right. Hey, you got the edit. That's when videos is taking 3 days to load.
Hey, what's going on, fellow Bitcoiners? I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And we're back with another episode of Altcoins We Buy. What is today's altcoin we're buying?
Very interesting coin, or token, I should say, for the software Veritasium.
Veritasium.
Very popular for people who want to expand their operation beyond people and want to move towards bankers and the bloated system that they have for their actual bottom line. They make a lot of money off fees and unnecessary things that can be taken away by Veritasium using the Veritas token. This token can transfer value between banks, between people without a third party, arbitrage. Also, they have smart contracts that execute these payments or execute these contracts.
August 15, 2017. That's crazy.
2017. Proof of work. Man, almost started because that is
money over to the blockchain and Bitcoin without having.
That was our intro video on Veritasium way back when, as you can tell, we started to get technical. I think we actually did. We talk price.
The biggest thing is that we always say the people behind.
It has touched 200 before.
small pullback, but long term they have a big market they can take from other banks and whatnot. So I think long term. Veritas, DER. The QR code. Access, how do we pick things and all that. A is always due diligence, but B, one of the biggest things that we always say, the people behind it. So Reggie Middleton, like I said, known guy. He has his credibility online with this. He's trying to, make money off it as well. So this is one of those companies we're gonna follow.
Hold on. All right, so that was very tasty.
Man.
And
that
then right,
it was like 26, 27.
That was in 2017, August 2017.
Oh man, yeah, it was super young. Beer was just
Veritasium, Veritasium LLC. Again, the SEC is going after a few people right now because they're basically going after a lot of old ICOs, comparing them to their Howey test now. And as I keep telling everybody, weekly, I mean, today was a Tuesday, but whatever, Wednesdays and Fridays, they're creating or maneuvering and basically making new regulation. It's like the same thing. They keep doing it too.
We got a name, we got a face. We can get 10 million off this team. We got some names, we got some faces. See coming down. It was in the.
I want to see the Paxos whenever that day, or it might have been the next day. We'll go back to this video one day. I think it was whatever day this is on August 13th. So it must have been like August 14th, I think. Paxos came out. Yeah. Because it literally like it worked. How slow it is, how it was one of those days. But that was crazy to see. So times back in the day, Commander Gore said Bitcoin was like 4K. Exactly. Hilarious. Kadeem said this is when King was fresh out the service or playing D1. That was fresh out the service on that one. It's true though. So y'all had 30 likes. I just put the 30th one too. We had 29.
Exactly. We didn't have no likes and nothing.
Let's see. Lawrence Sanders said, Reggie, you are the living example to combat the government using your intelligence. There we go. And they said, awesome. You guys look the same. Hey, water. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Jay Martin said, King, you looking swell in that bed. Pets. There you go. Dana Dane said, King, fresh out the desert. That's what it was right there. Fresh off of deployment. I really was fresh off of deployment. I got back like what? September the previous year. All right. Other than that, that's the show for the day. Yeah. Leroy Ford said those are the crypto giveaway days too.
Oh man.
Listen. Hey, people made money on this channel back in the day. All right, people made. We still might do one. You never know, folks. Stay tuned. We might do a little crypto, little $50 Bitcoin giveaway or something.
Christmas, just to bring it back to the old times.
2 years, it'd be $3,000 worth of any restaurant gave away by mistake. All right, that's it for the show. Make sure you smash a like and share if you haven't already. Check out that masterclass. And again, today, 4 p.m. Pacific. Of course, if you have your notifications set, you should get it as well. But Alec and I will be live. We'll be talking play to earn games on here. It'll be real relaxed, whoever. So if you have time to check it out.